Well, hello everybody. I am trying to contact Ozbeach Andy. I haven't managed it yet, so hopefully we will get to see him shortly. Hopefully, when I can.
Mine didn't.
So I've done it now because I can't find the link now. So I will have to close that down and go again to my creator studio. Live streams. Don't know where Andy is. I've sent him about 6 messages and I still cannot get him. So hopefully live, I will have to post him the link into the chat because I've sent it via email and he hasn't come on. So Andy, if you are watching, it hasn't worked this time. Got problems tonight. So why is it not working? Hi Jeanette. Paste. So Andy, the link is in. It's going to be on there for 30 seconds and then I will take it down. Hello Granny Monster and Lincoln Central Coins and Gomez. Nice to see you, and nice to see Sarah Birchett in here as well. And Jeanette Pickering, he said he was going to have a shave. Yeah, but that was half an hour ago, Jeanette, when Chris finished, and he still hasn't come. So I just don't know where he is. He's supposed to be starting now. So I'm going to remove the link so I don't get any trolls in. Hello, Alex, Everyday Visuals, and Rocky. Got 12 already watching and he's not in here yet. So I just do not know where he is. Come on, Andy. I thought you would have been here. Anyway, just quick shout out for Sarah Birchett's channel. She's looking for subscribers to get up to the 1,000 sub mark. So we're all promoting her channel. So I've got 11 viewers, but no one who I'm going to interview tonight by the looks of it because he hasn't come in. So what you all been doing? I've been watching Chris's edit live stream. I've been watching Pauline's Just Living. Come on, Andy, where are you? I put the link in. So there's the link again. So just click on the link. Oh, something went wrong again. What's up with this? What's up with this tonight? Hangouts is playing up. There's the link again then. Andy, click on that link that I've just put up and then you will come in. Because I've sent you 6 invites and you haven't come in yet. So just click on that link for me and then you will come in. Hello, he's here. Well, here's tonight's guest. Andy, can you hear us?
I can hear you. How are you, mate?
All right, thank you. So, could you tell us a bit about yourself then, Andy, please?
Okay, I'll tell you a bit. As you can see, I'm a bit of an old fart. I was born in Birmingham and came out to Australia in 1969, migrated out here. And I've had a couple of hobbies since I've been out here. One of them was bird watching. And you can check out my bird site, mainly all Australian birds. And that's andysbirds.com, all one word. And I've got lots of photos there. But what really took me, I started watching on YouTube these drone footage, and that really got me hooked into that. And I got myself a Phantom 3, and I just love it. I just love, that's my hobby now, like, you know, it's fly my drone and do my editing, and it's good. But basically, I'm pretty lucky where I live here. I live in about 33 km south of Adelaide in South Australia. And I'm about 5 minutes, 10 minutes walk to the beach. So it's all good for me. But today's a bugger of a day. It's 41 degrees Celsius today, very hot.
So have you got the air conditioning on then?
Oh, you can be rest assured that's going full bore.
So if you don't mind me asking, Andy, how old are you then?
I'll be 73 in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh, so you are doing very well then in learning all this, how to edit and flying a drone and being.
I love computers. I've always worked with computers. Basically, I think from when my kids, like, you know, they started off with the old VIC-20 and the Commodore 64, and then when I started working, I was a baker originally in Birmingham, and did my City and Guilds in the Birmingham College of Food and Domestic Arts. But when I came out to Australia, I thought there was time for a change, because I'd been in the baking industry for, 6-7 years. So I joined Telstra and telecommunications, started digging holes in the ground. Then I started installing phones, joining up cables. And then I moved up the ladder a bit and I got into management, and I was flying all around the country for the national office. So I enjoyed that for a while. And after about, about 27 years, I thought that's enough. I took an early package. So when I was 56, I packed up. And I've been retired ever since. But saying that, I did do a couple of other jobs. I drove a water truck for this building site when it was developing here for a few months. And then because I suffered from asthma a bit, I thought, oh, no, this is no good. So I got out of that because of all the dust. And then I applied to drive buses in the local area. And I loved it. I just loved those great big articulated buses. It was a good job.
Yeah. Your sound's gone.
Oh, well, I can still hear you.
Yeah, that's it. I got you back then.
Yeah.
Just couldn't understand why I lost your sound then for a minute.
Well, actually, I get like a feedback after I talk. It says to record here. I might just change one of these channels here.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, I can't feel any echoing or any feedback at all this end.
Yeah, I just cut the other feed off and it's fine now. So yeah. I just can't see if there's any notations up the side and all that.
So you said you worked on the buses then. So you was driving, was you?
Yeah, I actually, when I think about it now, I think, oh, I would have loved to have done that years ago, because I was driving those great big articulated buses. Now, they look huge and big, but they're so easy. It's just like driving a car. So I got into that, and I did it for just over a year, maybe 18 months. But I didn't like the split shift business. Like, you know, I'd start at 5:30 in the morning, knock off at 10, and then I was back there at 4 in the afternoon. And sometimes, well, it did happen a few times, at night I had a couple of rocks go through the front windscreen of the bus and all that. So that put the wind up me. I don't need that shit at my age.
Yeah. So what age was you then when you was driving the buses?
I reckon I was 63, 64.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
So do you enjoy your retirement now then?
Oh, yes, I do. I don't have much spare time, actually. What I tend to do is once a week, I must go out and fly the drone somewhere.
Yeah.
And I'll just talk about a bit of that in a second. But I've got a very good mate just down the road. He's 80, and funny enough, he's from Birmingham too. I used to support Birmingham City. Well, I still do, but I don't like to admit it too much. But he's a Villa supporter, so we have a bit of banter going about the football and all that. But he's an old carpenter, and he's still very, very good at it. So we've got a sort of a thing going now. We go and do our jobs all around the area. other pensioners and friends and family who want like pergolas built or something like that. So it keeps us both busy, and we enjoy that. What was the other thing I was going to tell you about them? So that's the problem with old age. You think of something and then you forget about it a couple of seconds later.
Memory goes, doesn't it? Yeah, fully agree.
Yeah, but basically I'm pretty busy. We've got a little dog, and we have to go down to, well, it demands it needs its exercise, so it's down the beach first thing in the morning, and then around about 2:30 in the afternoon we go back down there again. But bird watching, I'll go off to the national parks and the conservation parks around the area. So I'm pretty active, really. And I think you've got to be, when you hit this sort of age, you've got to keep active or you're going to lose it.
Yeah. So do you ever do any videos on your bird watching?
No, they're all photographs. Yeah. And as I say, if you go into my site, Andy'sbirds.com.
Can you type it in, Andy, in the chat window then?
All right, then, let's see if I can do that.
For me, because you know, and then I can go to it afterwards as well, because I'm into wildlife and I enjoy filming birds and taking photographs, because I'm on Flickr. I've got a site on Flickr.
All right, you see that, can you?
Yeah. I will put it up.
Yeah. I've got a couple of mates of mine that also do bird watching. One bloke, a mate who lives in Victoria, he's got every bird that's in Australia at the moment on his site. Yeah. And his site, I'll just put his site up there. You check that site out there, www.bushp.com.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. So it sort of got me into it a bit, and I've got a pretty expensive camera now. I've got a Canon D7 Mark II, and I've got a couple of telescopic lenses that so it's an expensive hobby, but unfortunately, it's taken second step backwards at the moment, because drone seems to be the thing with me.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm having trouble putting anything in the chat for some reason. Really am tonight. It's playing up this.
Yeah, well, I've got a little chat box down the bottom here, so that's where I'm entering my stuff, but I can't see if anybody else is making any comments.
Oh yeah, if you put the YouTube channel up and then put the Hangout window over it, then you will see the chat. Okay, they're the two websites for the birding ones. That's what I usually do. So, as a child, you grew up in Birmingham. What was it like in your day, growing up in Birmingham in the UK?
Oh, just move this over here. Oh yes, now I can, I talk about here how I sit here and we're sweltering in 41 degrees. I can remember living in Birmingham, where my mother there's 4 of us kids, and she'd have to walk a few miles away to the old gasworks to get a pram full of coke for the fires and all that. I can remember putting the old milk on the front doorstep and all that. They were hard, nutty days, they were. And I think my old man at the time, he was doing about 3 jobs just to keep us on. We were just in an old house in the middle of Birmingham there. Across the road there was when it was all bombed, all the buildings. So we used to play there, kids. And the old cellars, we used to go down there, and they used to be our little secret clubhouses and all that, So they were good days, but hard days. And I've got a mate. It's funny. the wonders of the internet. There used to be a young lad that used to live about 8 doors away from me in Birmingham when I was 5, 6, 7. I didn't really know him, but he contacted me on Friends United. He now is about the same age as me. He lives in Poole in Dorset, and we correspond every month or so. Like, you know, have a really good old chat about all the old times. But he remembers a lot of stuff. Like he said, "Oh, do you remember Mrs. Wilkins' sweet shop in Stony Lane and all that?" Yeah. He sort of jogs my memory a bit. I go, bloody hell, I do, like, you know, it's really good. But the school, you know, I went to a few little schools. I'll tell you one little story. We were we lived in Beach Road, and then my parents, I don't know, it's because he was doing a couple of jobs and all that, but we thought we'd go up market. We moved to a place called Hall Green, a bit further away from Spark Hill. And they wanted me to change school. So they sent me to a Catholic school that was around the area. We weren't really, we were Catholics, we were baptised Catholic, but we didn't go to church or anything like that. And the first day they dropped me off at this new school, and I saw all the kids in the school coming out the playground and heading to the church that was next door, you see. So I thought, oh, I'll follow that lot. I wonder what's going on here. So I went into this big church and all that. It was all new to me. And then the old bells going, jing, 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 incense going and all that. And then again, after a while, they're all parading out and going out to the front of the altar and kneeling down on the thing, like, you know. And then the old priest comes out and they're going, thanks be to God, or whatever it was, and they were getting Holy Communion. So I thought, well, I better do that. So I went down there. I was watching them and saying, but anyway, about an hour later, the priest come into the school and pulled me out and said, you haven't been christened or baptised or whatever it is, and you haven't done confirmation, I think it was. So you shouldn't have done that. That's a bad sin. So he took me in the back room and gave me bloody half a dozen canes. That was the priest. So from that day, I never went to church again.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting childhood I had, and I look back, there was some good time, there was some bad, hard times as well. But
so, have you still got any family here in the UK then, Andy?
Let me think now. No, I think they're all here. My mother and father came out to Australia first in about 1967. I came out here with my first wife in 69.
Yeah.
Then my brother and his wife came out here, and all my sisters came out here as well. I lost my brother about 6 years ago, but I've still got locally around here. I've got 3 sisters. They're still kicking, but we don't seem to mingle very much, like, you know. But over in England, really, they're just old friends, like, you know. There's no families left at all now. But my father was French. Now I've got lots and lots of relatives that we contact or keep in contact through Facebook that live in France still.
Yeah.
But we haven't kept up with them, like visiting or wise, like, you know. But yeah, basically, I'm just over here. I've got a son. My wife's got, because of my second marriage, she's got 3 kids, and they're all scattered around Australia as well. So we do. I catch up with my son a fair bit because he's fairly local. But the other 3, we don't see them very much.
Yeah. So what got you into YouTube then? Creating your channel.
Well, I had a mate of mine, because I used to be an old baker years ago. Yeah. He said, I used to make these Eccles cakes and Banbury buns, and they all my friends and family, they all loved these Banbury cakes, because we used to make thousands at this bakehouse I used to work in Birmingham. So I make them basically the same way, and everybody raves about it and said, I wish we could make them. So I thought, I'll make a video and I put it on YouTube. And from then, I was getting all these hits. I had a couple of people say, that's not the way you make bloody Eccles cakes. But I just ignore that. But that's the way I was taught to make them. And even today, like we went to a barbecue the other day to some people, and they said, oh, can you make us some Eccles cake? And they just ranted and raved about them, like, you know. So that's how I first got into YouTube. Then I was watching these people, how they make, put a square into, or make a square and have a ball in the middle of it. So I made one. I made one on YouTube, and I put that on there, and I started getting some hits. And then afterwards, I thought I got into the drone. I was filming train rides as well on this other channel, and that the other channel is, you won't see these footage on Ozbeach Andy. It's on another channel, Andy.Episode. That's my surname. Yeah, and I got the two channels that are on there. So that really got me going. But when I got on drone footage and all, I was starting to get a bigger response from watchers, like, you know. So that's how I got into it. And I love it now. I love it. Today, it's funny, going back about 4, 5, 6 weeks ago, I only had about 60 subscribers. I had a look this morning, and I think it was 691. Yeah. So it's going up really good. I'm getting people that, I don't know where they get my site from, like, you know, maybe it comes up on there to watch or something like that, but it goes up all the time, so it's pretty good. Yeah, yeah. So I can't remember whether I featured your channel on my drone review show ever. I don't think I have. No. No. What? So I'll feature that this Monday as well. Well, don't put that last one I put on there, because as I said to you yesterday, I was pretty disappointed with that one. Like, and I nearly pulled it off, but the only reason I left it there, because right at the end you see some kids waving, and they were on the beach, and they was absolutely, well, the parents were amazed as well about the drone. He started talking to me, and the drone was about a kilometre away, so I just turned away and spoke to him. He said, oh, no, concentrate on your drone. I said, no, that's going to come back in a minute, right, you know. And he was amazed that the drone can come back to where it took off, like, you know. So anyway, as it came down, the kids, I said to them, wave, and I'll put you on the foot. And so they were pretty excited about that. So that's the reason I didn't pull the poor quality video, so the kids could see them on there. But the one I'm getting the most hits on, it's the Flickr Peninsula. Have a look at that, Normanville. And even I like it. I think it's probably one of the best ones I've done. The colours came out. Yeah. Everything was good. And going on colours, somebody sent me an email this morning asking me, do I enhance my colours on my videos? So I sent one back, and I don't. I've got a very, very light filter which I put on the drone, and that's about it. I'm not quite sure if the editing program I use, which is Power Director, whether that enhances the colours or not, I don't know. But everything comes out really sharp and clear. Now, the drone is recording in 2.7K. Yeah. But actually, when I edit it, I actually do it in 4K. I go up to 4K. Yeah, scale it. Yeah. Yeah. So. No, I'm pretty happy with the quality and the colours of the footage I do. Yeah. That's so. What got you interested into the drone market in the first place, then? Well, what happened? I think it was looking on YouTube and seeing some of the footage that people were putting out there, and I thought, so I went on to DJI and I thought, what's the price of them? And actually, the first drone I bought, because I couldn't afford I didn't think I could afford a DJI Phantom 3, which I got here. The one I use now cost me $800. I don't know how much that is in British pounds, and I have lost it once. There is a bit of a footage how I lost it, and it took me 3 days to find it. And well, I'll just come back to that now. Remind me, Keith, to come back to it. I'll tell you about that one. I bought a Parrot drone. Have you ever seen a Parrot drone? Or heard of it? Yeah, Bebop, that's it, Bebop. I think it was a 2, Bebop 2. So I was flying that for a few bits. But one day I was on a location not far from here, and there was a bloke out to sea fishing and all that. So I thought, all right, I was going along the cliffs, because most of my footage is along the coastline.
Yeah.
And I was going out to sea to have a look at this bloke. The tide was going out, so you could see the reef and everything. And all of a sudden, because there was no control, you have to do it on your iPhone, you see. All of a sudden, he went to the left, then it went to the right, and then it came violently to the left, and then whizzing towards the cliff face and crashed into the cliff face. I lost control of it.
Yeah.
And I had to I bought a new motor on it, and I thought, no, this is crap. This is like, I don't want this anymore. Because with the Bebop, if you want to control it, it's going to cost you another, I don't know, $400. Like, and I just didn't want to do that. So anyway, I was a bit lost without that drone, and I said to the wife, I said, I've done something really silly. She said, what's that? I said, I've just bought myself a DJI drone, a Phantom Fish. Oh, you spend them. So I got this drone, and I say it cost me $800. And going back to, I was down the south coast here. It was only about a 10-minute drive to 15-minute drive away here. And I walked down the beach. Now, bear in mind, the cliff face, I thought, was around about 30 metres high. Yeah. And I flew it down the beach, and because I can see it on my iPhone, I went round the corner, a bit of a cove, and I lost the vision of it. Lost contact of it. And then it says, drone coming back home. So I couldn't see it because it was behind this cliff. And I couldn't even hear it. It was coming back. But I had it set to return home at 30 metres. The bloody cliff at one point was 35 metres. And it went straight into that. And it was quite, I did scamper up the rocks. It's pretty dangerous at my age going up at these sites, and I couldn't find it. That night, it pissed down with rain, absolutely bucket down. I thought, oh my God. But I was up there at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was just getting light, and I traipsed it all over it again, and I couldn't find it. So I thought, oh, that's it. I've lost the bloody thing. So I got home, got onto the internet, and you can buy a refurbished DJI P3.
Yeah.
For, I think it was about $540. So I ordered it straight away. But the next day, that was on the Sunday. On the Monday, I thought, I'm going to go and have another look for this drone, because you got your coordinates where it was like, Yeah. So I went down there, and there was 2 young lads working for the council, and they was walking all over this cliff face, and they got tethers on them and all. They put in weeds and that. And he said, what are you looking for, mate? I said, oh, I've lost my drone here 2 days ago. He said, do you know where? I said, well, I've got the coordinates here. So he said, oh, I'll just put it in my GPS. And he put it in there. He said, oh, you're nearly on it. You're only about 20 feet from it. I'll go and get it for you. So he went down the bloody rock face, and he said, here it is. He brought it back. So it was perfect. Even though it rained all night, it was in really good nick. And it flew. I tried it in the backyard, and I thought, oh, thank goodness for that. But now I've got 2 drones. So I've got the other one coming the next day. But a mate across the road, he's been after getting one for a long time. And I said, oh, I've got a drone to sell. I haven't taken it out of the box. He said, how much? I said, you can have it for what I paid for it. So he bought it. So, and he's still using it, but he's not using it as much as I use it.
Yeah.
So, but I think the time will come when I am going to lose this drone, or for whatever reason, it's going to have its use by date expire. But I was thinking either I want to get a Mavic Pro, or there's one I saw the other day. I think you were showing on there. It's Avio, is it, or something? It hasn't been released yet. It's in America. It's an orange little drone. God, it looks brilliant to this. And I think it might be a bit of a competitor to the Mavic when it comes out. So we'll wait until I lose this drone, and then I'll think about what I'm going to get next, because it's a hobby I enjoy doing. So
yeah, and
I won't tell the world.
Andy, how often do you go out flying?
Once a week. I make sure I go out once a week. Because I think if you got to keep up getting subscriptions and all. You've got to at least put one a week on there. Sometimes I have done two. but mainly now because it's very hot out here at the moment, like, you know. And one of the, and I don't like going out in the scorching heat, but one of the restrictions you got in South Australia now is like it's so hard to find a place where you can fly. Yeah. I've got an app that says, "Can I fly here?" So wherever I go, before I take off, I just put this app on and they say, "Yes, you can." But it also tells you now if there's bushfires around the place, and you can't fly if there's within 5.5 of a bushfire, or helicopter pads. And there's hundreds of helicopter pads around there, and even though they're not controlled, in the summer months they are, because the beach patrols and lots of people, the shark spotters and all that, like, you know. So I'm pretty restricted where I can actually fly at the moment, but I can go out a bit into the vineyards, like, you know, the countries and all that. Yeah. Which is, I live in the McLaren Vale area. I don't know if you've heard of the McLaren Vale wines and all that. No, so it's all vineyards around here, and it's quite safe to fly there. And I did take a footage of my mate's vineyard, which is 5 minutes away, of the harvest last year. The harvester going through picking all the Shiraz grapes and all that, and that's a good one to watch too.
Yeah. Oh, great. You know, so what plans, other plans now have you got for your channel? With the new rules that are coming out, I don't know whether you monetize your videos at the moment.
No, I haven't, because I've only got, like, as I say, today 691 people. Yeah. I had a look at all these new rules and all that, and I've only got about 230 hours, so it's not really going to affect me. Yeah. Like, you know, I'm not into it for getting money anyway. Like, yeah. it's just enjoyment of me taking footage, editing it, and then putting it on YouTube and sharing it with people like yourself. Like, you know, and that's my buzz. That's all I worry about.
Yeah, and the community that we're built up on YouTube. Oh yeah, because I mean, because I know you go into Sean's live stream on a Sunday, like Andy of ADMR, he goes in, and JAB's Adventures, he's in there as well. Yeah, you know,
I go into all those live chats. So yeah, I do like listening to them and chatting away to them, like, you know. And Green Bay Wacky, he is a bit wacky, but I quite like his channel, and I go and I've got lots of subs from his channel as well, like, you know. So it'll be good when I get to that 1,000. I'll go into his little notebook, like, you know, I've hit the 1,000.
Yeah, yeah. But the only problem with Green Bay Wacky, when he does his live streams, it's halfway through the night for me, so I very rarely get on his live stream. Yeah. Whereas you will be about what, noon when he does his live stream?
Well, yeah, he comes on about 1 in the afternoon too, and he goes on for 6 hours sometimes. I don't know how he does it, like, you know, but you know, it's okay for me, time-wise, like, you know, but it is good. And then Cab 7, do you go on Cab 7?
Yeah, Cab 7, all of them.
Yeah, I do too, like, you know. I think he's trying to become a bit of a preacher, Cab 7, now.
Yeah. Don't let him say that.
I sit here with my crucifix on and all that, so I'll fly.
Yeah. So what's the wife say to you watching all these live streams?
She goes and watches her thing on her TV and all that, like, you know, and she doesn't mind. Like, as long as I've got my headset on, she can't hear them. And I spend most of my time in the front room here, overlooking the sea, with my YouTube or whatever, like, you know. And no, she doesn't mind. She loves it. She likes the footage, and she'll comment sometimes as well and say, "Oh, excellent footage." So no, she enjoys. She enjoys, and she's pleased that I'm doing what I like.
Yeah. Great, then, your email. I'm just typing in the chat. That's better. Yeah, because I want the other Andy's email, so I can get in touch with him, so I can interview him, because I can't. He's not in my circles because he hasn't followed me back on Google Plus. So I've been trying to get in touch with him to arrange an interview with him as well.
Oh, well, I think you'll have plenty of takers out there. Tell me, Keith, what made you get into drone reviews?
Well, I started my YouTube channel in 2007, and up to last year, Christmas 2016, I'd only got 200 subscribers, and I thought, I'm going to set myself a goal. I'm going to get 1,000 subscribers by the end of 2017. Well, I achieved that around about September, October time, and I'm nearly up to 1,500 now. And I went out and treated myself to the drone because I thought, because I'm into wildlife, I used to go on these reserves, film the birds and everything like that. And I thought, oh, it'd be nice to get a few aerial shots at the place. So that's why I went out and got my drone. And then, because I was watching a lot of drone videos, I thought, oh, why not promote 3 channels a week on a drone review show? So I started that, and I've done what, about 25, 26 episodes on those now. And everyone that I put up, most of my drone subscribers go over and subscribe to their channels. So we're all helping each other. But there's a lot of, you know, I look for the best drone footage, really, you know, unless people want me to feature their channels on the drone review show. But I stick to only 3 channels a week, because otherwise then, okay then, Andy, got that. So that's the problem, you know. I keep on getting emails saying, could you please put my channel on? And I'm getting that many now, I just can't keep up with it. You know, I mean, I could put 20 channels on a week, but I think to myself, no, keep it to 3, and then I'm not going to run out, if you know what I mean.
Well, as I say, I'll be honoured if you did mine, but have a look at that one for the Normanville, because I reckon that everybody will like that one. It's I've had the most hits with that.
I will do. You know, I mean, that's the one you want putting on, so that's the one I'll put on. You know, it's like there's a local guy who's got his pilot's license here in Cleethorpes, so I bumped into when I was with Tony on the other Monday when Quadcopter was down here, and I got a message from him yesterday saying, can you feature my channel on your next Monday's review show? So I said, yeah, I don't mind. He's only got about 130 subscribers, but he does it as a part-time living, you know. He's and he wants to build up his subscriber base, because he sent me another private message and said, how do you do these live streams? Because he wants to get into live streaming. So I told him what to do. So he says, oh, good. And he wants to come on the panel now.
That's excellent. That's really good.
So, you know, there's a lot of people out there with drones now. The interviewer turns into the interviewer. Awesome. Yeah, that's Way Moss. And like Moss, he's from Australia. So I'd love to get him on as well. Because
one of the things you were saying a bit earlier about you like to get out into national parks for filming and photographing birds or wildlife. It's pretty hard here, and it was. I don't know if it's just South Australia, but I can't take my drone into the national park or a conservation park, and there's, like, we've got a gorge just at the back of us up here. Onkaparinga Gorge is where that river was coming through, which I put the footage the other day. The river goes all the way through. It's absolutely magnificent. I did, having said that though, about 6 months ago, I went very early in the morning, because there's a place where they've just erected this stairway, and it goes down probably about 200 foot, this steel stair. And on the side was a sheer cliff face, and all the local rock climbers go down there. So I actually went down and filmed the gorge down there. Well, I didn't have any flak come back at me about filming there. And I'm of their mind to think that the local councils around here, as long as you notify them, say, look, I'd like to go and do some footage up there, I think you could probably get permission as long as you go early in the morning before any people are walking around the place. So there's a spot just up there that just opened. I might take a visit down the local council and see if I can get permission to go and fly there, because they like you to promote their councils or their area anyway. So I might do that.
Yeah. That's the only problem, you know, that I find, that when you do things legally and you go and ask, they always say no to you. And that is the problem, you know. I mean, it wasn't until the other day when I was talking to this Chris Pegasus, and he was telling me about that. I always thought it was just 50 meters from a house, you know. So when I filmed in People's Park, he says, no, you're breaking the law there, because there's houses all the way round the park, there's roads all the way round, and there's people, and you can never be 50 meters away from them. So
it's 30 meters here.
Yeah.
It's 30, you can't film 30 meters here. Just down the road, saying that, we've got a park, 500, no, it wouldn't be that, 200 meters away from here. And it's a wetland, it's the Seaford Rise wetlands. So I took the drone there, and it's a walking tracks around. Nobody there. But I sent the drone up there once, and I thought, well, I'd love to see my place from the drone. So I set it up pretty high, and I got right over the top of my place. But I got a bit nervous about it. I thought, well, somebody complains about a drone flying over the house, because that's a no-no around here. So you got to respect other people's privacy. So I took it, brought it back home, and I edited it, but I didn't put it on YouTube. And then it was about 4 or 5 weeks later, I thought, no, my neighbour would like to see her house as well, like. So I did put it on there, like, you know. But it's only a short little clip. But again, I haven't had anything come back about it. So but you are restricted now with all these rules all over the place. It's a shame, really, because
it is, because I mean, people of our age group, and most of the ones who come into the drone chat on Sean's channel and Pixie's channel, you know, the respectable flyers, they obey the law, and you know, this is what gets me, because to me, putting a drone up, and if you're responsible, you're not going to go out deliberately to hurt anybody or hurt any property.
No. Now, one of the things I can't comprehend why there's so strict rules with drones, because I live on the coast and there's a bit of a cliff face on there. I can't fly my drone there, but we've got paragliders. They can fly. They're going up and down the coast all day. They're going backwards and forwards along the coast, but I can't fly my drone. At the back of me, there's it's called the, what's it called? No, I can't think now, but there's a little aerodrome there. Now, light planes do land there, but you might get one a week. That's all that lands there. Now, at the back of this, by the side of this aerodrome, is a model aeroplane club. And they've got planes going whizzing around, and little jets, helicopters, they go all day when they have their meetings and that. I can't fly my drone there, but they can fly their little planes there. It's like it's rules for some and not for others. Going back in our local press not long ago, and I think the press is one of the killers of the drone fraternity, like, because there was the Parafield aerodrome, there was a plane that was coming into land, and he got hit by a drone, he said. And straight away, for the next 2-3 days, there was all this plane hit by drone and all this, they should ban them. And it was going all over the headlines in the local papers. Anyway, it came out that they couldn't find a drone. But what they did find was the carcass of a dead fruit bat. Now, what it was, and then they had a look at the dent on the front of the plane, and they took samples, and it was the blood of this bloody fruit bat that the plane had hit. But the pilot of the plane was very quick to say it was a drone. and that's no good for us droners. But people are doing the right thing.
Yeah, fully agreed there. You know, so you mentioned that you worked in the bakery back all those years in Birmingham. Do you do the cooking in your household or baking in your household then?
Cakes and all that. I love making cakes still. I do all that sort of stuff. Yeah, I do a fair bit of cooking. Cake-wise and making bread, we've got a bread maker, so that's easier now. But I used to make the dough up, let it ferment and all that, knock it back, and then bring it up and bake it. But it's a long process, and it's cheaper to go to the bakery. The bakery down the road and get a loaf of bread than to make it that way. Yeah, I still do enjoy doing the cooking and all that. And we've got a little pizza oven out in the back, so we have a few people come round. Not every week, because you can get sick of eating so much pizza, and we'll have a good crowd. And I enjoy doing all the barbecues and the pizzas and all that. Yeah, I love all that still. And I think that's because you get it in your stream from an early age, like, you know. So
yeah.
And one of the things is, with the baking industry, you used to get up at like 3, or over here anyway, you get up at 3 in the morning to go baking. Now I can't sleep. I still get up no later than 6 o'clock. I'm out of bed every morning. That's why I see you on your channels so early in the morning, because you're getting ready to go to bed. I'm just getting up. Yeah.
Well, this is it, you know. So do you also follow Vinnie G's channel?
Well, I'll write that down. I'll check that. I'll probably do. But,
yeah, he's another Australian, you know.
Oh yes, I probably do. Yeah, there's most from Australia. Mark, Aussie Mark,
tutorials and the drone flyer. I've interviewed both of those people.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed.
You're the 43rd person I've interviewed on my channel. You know, so I'm seven away from the magic 50.
I was a bit disappointed with Aussie Mark the other day, because I was almost certain I was going to win his giveaway, and I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't either, you know. I thought I was going to
win. No, that's the thing that amazes me with these drone people. Like, you know, they have all these drones. They have all these drones coming in, like, you know, I'll try that. I wish they'd send me a couple.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's up to, he's about 20 in front of me at the moment. You know, I keep on racing with him and Pixie to see who's going to get to the 2,000 mark, because I set my goal to get to 2,000 by the end of by the middle of the year, I would think.
Yeah, Pixie, he doesn't put many of his drone flights on channel, though, does he?
Well, he's only had it about, do you know, how long's Chris had his drone? About, about 3 months, I think.
Oh,
that's all he's had the drone for, you know. And he's named his drone, it's Betty. So,
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So have you named your drone?
No, I haven't, no.
Yeah, no, have I, you know. Definitely not.
But you know that bloke Ken, who is in the car crash in America.
Oh, yeah, Ken Eric.
Yeah, he's got some eyes on his drone. I was thinking of probably getting some eyes painted on mine. I've had a couple of eagles have a go at mine. We had a holiday in Tasmania a few months ago, and it's pretty mountainous country, beautiful place, Tasmania is.
Yeah.
And a couple of players, I was flying the drone, and the wife said, "Oh, there's an eagle," and they come racing after you, like, you know. So you race back home quick, like, you know. And I got another mate of mine who lives in the snowy where does he go? Oh, the Snowy River country in the southeast of Australia, and he took me up to a place up there, and bloody eagles were chasing my drone all the time. I got a bit paranoid every time I threw it up, looking around to see if there was any eagles around the place, you know. But yeah, it's all good fun.
It is.
All adds to the excitement. Yeah.
JP, yeah. That's it. Hi, JP, John from Fortaventura. He's in, watching us now. And Hawks 8 drones, yeah. I don't, though. And I'm the Eagle, and I don't hate drones. I love drones. Jeanette says Chris has had it, Betty for 4 months, and Moz says he calls his Marvin. His Mavic, he calls it Marvin.
They all seem to be giving their drones a name. Maybe I should think seriously about doing that.
No, no, I don't think so. You get too attached to it then. What happens if it crashes? Or you lose your temper with it.
Oh, no, I never lose my temper with it. But sometimes I get a bit worried about it when I send it out. Like the one I did not long ago, it's another view of the reservoir, I think it was, only a few weeks back. And when I first got the drone, I could only go 500 meters, and that was it. So I put this other switch off on the phone, right? You know, and now it seems to go as far as it wants to go. And I was on the top of the hill, overlooking the reservoir. And I thought, well, we'll see how far it will go here. It's right in the middle of the country, and I let it go, and it went for nearly 2.2 kilometers away. I couldn't see it. And all of a sudden, it lost contact with it, no GPS, Wi-Fi, whatever. And I thought, well, it's going to come back. And sure it does. That's what amazes me. It comes back. And I thought, because my screen was black, I wouldn't get any footage. But when I downloaded it, it was all there, all the footage of it flying back and all that. So they're amazing.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Always,
when they lose the signal, the camera doesn't lose the signal, it's the drone. So the camera still carries on recording. It's just that it don't record to your DJI app. It records to the SD card, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, on this getting back, return to home function, mine is set at 30 meters. And I don't know if I asked you when you was on the other day or somebody else, but I was at a dam wall. Yeah. And I took it off. Lifted off from the dam wall, and then I went over the dam wall and then went down, and it must have gone, I don't know, 50 meters, might have been more than that, down to the bottom, because they had a swing bridge down the bottom, and the water was rushing out of a pothole and all that. And I was wondering, if I lost signal, would it rise to above my takeoff point of 30 meters, which is set, or would it just go 30 meters from where it is now? Like, you know, so I still haven't got that worked out.
Well, it registers the taking off point, the GPS taking off point, so it should come back to your taking off point.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's good. Because people fly over the end of the end of cliffs, don't they? And
they got that height set to 30 meters, then it might not get up. You know, it depends what height there is on that dam.
Yeah, so what you're saying then, it won't go 30 meters above my takeoff point. It'll just go 30 meters from where it is.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that's a bit scary,
through the wall. So if you're in a situation like that, you should always reset the height. So you make quite sure that it'll come back to the home point that it registered.
Because there are people that send them over cliffs, and I've seen them going over the cliffs and going down. Like they get them back, but they're obviously flying them back as well. Like, you know, so I haven't lost mine yet going below my takeoff point, but it is a worry.
Yeah, always is.
Well, Keith, I think I might have to terminate my little interview now, because I've got a couple of jobs I've got to do here. Yeah. I've really enjoyed having a chat to you. And
so have I, Andy. Yeah. So I'll feature your channel on Monday's review show. I appreciate you coming in on this live stream, the interview with you. Thoroughly enjoyed learning a bit more about you. you know, your life in England and your life in Australia. And I hope you've got a few more new subs to your channel, because you know, you put up some great drone footage, and now people have got to know you. You know, that hopefully you'll get a lot more support as well, because that's why I do this, because it's a case of people showcasing their channel. So hopefully you'll come on the panel on Saturday night on Pixie's drone chat.
Well, I'll probably do that too.
Yeah,
what I'm going to do, though, is what the bit of advice you gave me. So I'm thinking about how I can put a bit of an introduction into before I start my drone flights. Like, you know, at the moment I've just got a normal introduction from our director and all that. So yeah, I probably will do that a bit later. So
well, I know it's hard getting in front of a camera. You know, I mean, even now I'm very, very nervous, but you get used to it after a while, and you get better, and people then know who you are, you know, because you know, I look at Mark Way's videos and the ADMR. They always introduce their videos wherever they are. Sean does, and you know, people get to know you as a person then that way.
Oh, be honest, do I look good on camera?
You know, does he look good on camera? Bye, Moz. So yeah, you know, but it's, you know, it's not about appearance, it's about, do you feel relaxed being in front of the camera?
All right, Keith. Thanks very much, mate. It's been really enjoyable, and we'll keep in touch.
Yeah, okay then, Andy. So thanks a lot for joining me tonight, and I will see you on Saturday night then.
Cheerio, folks. Bye.
Bye, everybody.